Hello, good evening and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're here for round, what did I say it was? I just said round 7 at Bathurst. It's really exciting stuff. It's Thursday night, so it can only mean that we're in the Scoobies and we can hear that beautiful flutter of the turbos. So I've lost all my information. Let me see what's going on here. Well, I've got a bit of an issue with my controller. It says display all, so I should have it all up. There we go, it's all there. Yeah, the joystick's getting stuck and everything's going upwards. So who we got in attendance this evening? Cthulhu has gone fastest so far, but it looks like practice has only... Oh no, practice has been going about 16 minutes. Just moving something out of the way of the telly because I couldn't see the tyres. So Cthulhu is out. No, he's in. We have Alpha Nut here in the purple monster, looking mighty fine, going up the mountain straight. So in this short practice we'll have a quick look around. I don't feel like I did my intro very well because everything's been a manic rush. I haven't even written down the results from the last round, so I can't even tell you who finished where like I do first, but I am going to try and look because there might be a way of me finding out while I'm doing this. Multitasking. So let's start again. Hi, it's Thursday. It's time for the WRX challenge. We're here for round 7 at Bathurst, down under. This is like a manic weekend. This is like the start of the trilogy, the Trinity, because Thursday, obviously tonight, we've got the beautiful WRX challenge, seeing those Isle of Man TT time attack. Sorry, I keep calling them TTs, but time attack Subarus with their engines souped up to the max and the weight taken down, racing away. And we've had an exciting championship so far with these guys. That man there, IR Graham and Homesick, locked in a battle for the championship, but I'll get to the championship in a minute. Yes, so tonight we have the WRXs. Tomorrow we have the much anticipated Le Mans qualifying. We've all been really looking forward to that. I'm on the wrong thing. I'm trying to look on YouTube because I'm chatting away and I don't even know if there is sound out there. Got to double check. Got to double check your work, guys. See, yeah, I can see my... I can hear my awful voice in the background. So yeah, you can all hear my awful voice. So Friday, tomorrow, we've got the Le Mans qualifying. We've all been really looking forward to that. It's exciting stuff. I think we have 5 prototype cars and the rest of the field are all GR3 cars. There's been some last minute driver shuffling, a couple of pull-outs, but I'm pretty sure the host has filled them spots because there was a few on the reserves. And then obviously Saturday night, the home of Max 5. For now, more details to come. But for tonight, let's ignore all of that, daunting that it is, that I'm going to be on 3 nights in a row with this. Let's get on with the race in hand, which is Bathurst, 50 minutes in the dark. The field's a little bit smaller because we've had a few people, I think, flights into Australia postponed or such what, but there's a few drivers not been able to make the grid this evening. So to those that have turned up. We are thankfully grateful. Hiya Graham, we've been watching, going around. We can see a little homesick in his Repsol, a Subaru. And we have Skyjacker in third, in the purple, not purple, sorry, that's his teammate. He's in the green Monster. So far this season, we'll have a quick rundown of the championship, shall we? In first place, the king has been dethroned, people. Important announcement. IR Graham missing the last round has mean he's conceded the top of the championship, maybe for the first time this season. And we now have a new leader in that man there, Homesick Alien. On 230, no, hang on, that's not right. 221 points. We're giving him 10 points that he needed. Shouldn't do it on my phone, should I? Second place, we have King Shot. It doesn't look like he's here yet. Oh, so we don't know if King Shot will turn up, but King Shot at the moment is second in the championship with 217 points. It's only 4 points behind Homesick. Third place in the championship, IR Graham on 188 points. Fourth, Shadow Rider, which also, it's shady if he's going to be able to make it tonight. He's on 182 points, so he's only 6 points behind IR Graham. Behind Shadow Rider, you have Alpha Nut on 161 points. That doesn't make sense. 161 points, but it says he's 21 points because Shadow Rider's on 182 points. Sorry, I'm misreading it. Skyjacker is 6th in the championship behind Alpha Nuts on 160 points also. So, no, on 160 points. Alpha was on 160. Hang on a minute. No, Alpha Nut, okay, I tell you now, is on 161 points. Skyjacker's on 160 points. Underneath Skyjacker is Iron Bobber on 160 points. Underneath Iron Bobber is Cthulhu, who's on 150 points. Underneath Cthulhu is Noxie on 125 points. Behind Noxie is Smiley on 106 points. Behind Smiley is Jokus on 89 points. Then we have Cyber Gypsy, who's not turned up for a few weeks now. He's on 60 points. Koi Carp is on 51 points after missing a fair few rounds. And Talleyrand, he joined us last week and got himself 36 points from it. So that's the championship table out of the way. I won't hound you with that again. We'll concentrate on the race we have. So Cthulhu looks like he's the fastest here. I have got some intel actually. My spy, and we know who the spy is, don't we? We know who our 007 is. My spy in the sky has given me some intel about the upcoming race. Let me see. It was a while back. Here we go. So it looks like it could be about 23 or 24 laps, 50 minutes around here. It looks like the fuel should get to about 9 or 10 laps without really saving any, and the soft tyres last about 6 or 7 laps. So lots of pit stops in 50 minutes. In 24 laps they're going to have to do at least 2 for fuel and 3 maybe for the tyres. So it'll be interesting to see whose strategies are going to be doing what. A lot of them are sitting in the pits, they're saving it, and probably best to. Oh gosh, are we ready? Are we ready, guys out there? I think so. I should, Coco, old chap. So we're going to be going into qualifying very soon. Nope, Homesick's not quite ready. He must be He's purple. You see, he wants to get the lap finished. Shall we look? Because he's on the track. 3. He's just... Oh, I like it in the dark because you get to see all the glowing tyres. So we've got 8 contenders tonight, it seems. It's easy for me. It makes my life a lot easier. I know it's a bit... Some drivers out there might feel a bit disappointed, but for me, I can keep all of the drivers on one screen virtually and keep track of who is where. The larger the field, the more choice I end up with who to follow. So yeah, I can live with 8 guys. Let's not moan too much. So Graham looks like he's going to be the fastest in quali, judging by practice, with a 2:03.093. Cthulhu second fastest, which is nearly 4.5 tenths behind Graham. Homesick Alien with a 2:04.1. He's a second off of Graham in practice, but it could be sandbagging. We don't know. Joker's 2.5 seconds behind Homesick. Looks like qualifying has been started. Good luck, guys, because this is a daunting track. It's walls everywhere. Up the hill, down the hill. It's like the old Grand Duke of York. And there we see Cthulhu wins the first race of the day. Oh no, we've got a pit glitch. We got a pit glitch. Do I type it? Someone's already said it. So it looks like we're going to be abandoning qualifying in a minute. Can he try again? We've got a couple out there. Oh, we'll get rid of those straight away. What are we doing, eh? How unprofessional of me. Everyone's got to exit, so we'll just see everyone slowly disappear. Cthulhu's on track, Joker's is on track, Homesick's in the pits and exited. Graham still hasn't exited, Cthulhu hasn't, Quick Up hasn't. So we'll be resetting, qualifying and going again. That's not too bad though when it happens right at the very beginning, is it? It's not like we have to sit there for a whole 10 minutes qualifying and then someone's glitches and we have to Bagsy it. Okay, I okay that. But yeah, we haven't just been let down. I think the guys that didn't show, they've let us know that they couldn't show in good time. It's just one of those things. There's not, an issue. It's the problem with this championship is there is no drop scores. So if you don't turn up, that is costing you in the championship, as Graham has found out. Oh, that was a bit of a slurp, wasn't it? I think I heard it in my other ear on my Red Bull. We should get a Red Bull sponsorship, the amount I mention it in this thing. Broadcast. Live stream. So how are you all out there? Why don't you drop me a line? What's your favourite race car? Who's your favourite race driver? Come on, let's be interactive. Let's touch each other. Right, I'm going back. Yeah, it is a bit weird. Well, asking people on the internet to touch me. So Alpha Nut straight out on track. I think this is just practice though. It's not quali, is it? It's not quali. But now quali has been started, so it's just one that leads on to the other. So qualifying has now been started. 10 minutes around Bathurst. Trust me, that 10 minutes will gobble up. And look, Cthulhu again, he won it. Oh, F1. Cthulhu does like to get out of the pits first. He's quick on that button. So we've got Cthulhu going up the mountain straight right now on his out lap. Oh no, apparently Graham's glitching again. Where is he? Has he already exited? And everyone is out again. So what's your favourite colour? I've always liked black, but people tell me that's not really a colour. It's more a mood. No, I don't know. Here we go. Ooh, Udi Get Paid has joined the room. I don't know him. It's usually set to just friends only. Cthulhu's not leaving. Nobody's leaving. Eight and a half. Well, 8. There you go. IR Graham is having a nightmare this evening, and it might be best just to set it to practice for 10 minutes and use that as qualifying, maybe as a way past this issue. I'll go back to looking at the track again. Skyjacker and Alpha are both joined in the monsters. Let's see if we can wait for Graham. Oh, Graham's gone off to do some resetting shenanigans. So we're going to get inside. Look how dark. You can see here. I don't know if I've pressed all the buttons properly. We can see here how dark it really is when they're driving around. So he's going up to, I'll say it again, the mountain straight. Braking heavy into the quarry bends. Around to, up to the cutting. Oh, it's a tricky corner. As we get around the cutting, past Griffin's Mount. This is Griffin's Mount, long sweeping corner. The next one, Reed Park. I think that's, now I'm lost, I think that's Salmon Park, and this one's McPhilly Park, something like that. Oof. This is scary going down to the mountain now. Here's Skyline, into the S's. Going around to the Dipper. Whoa, lose your breakfast there, my friends. Heading down to this part of Forest's Elbow. Tight left-hander leading on to Conrod Straight. We're still on Conrad Straight because it's such a long straight. We've got our DRS wide open, sitting on that white line, just going through. Is it the chase, or is it, yeah, this is the chase, I think. Onto Murray's corner, and then starting our lap. Starting our lap here onto the pit straight. Heading on up to Hell Corner. A bugger of a corner if there ever was a corner designed, man. And that was a lap of Bathurst through the mountain for you guys. It was a great thing. Shame I butchered it, but oh, way up. I've been really slacking on my whooshes. So there's one for Alpha Nut, because he's the only one who's bothering to give us a bit of entertainment right this minute. If it wasn't for him, I'd be talking about how many colours can you name in the rainbow. I think red's in it, and yellow definitely, and purple. I know purple. Hey, Purple Monster. Enter and wait 10 seconds before leaving pits. We'll see if that works then. There's Alpha Nut spreading a bit of that paint around the mountain, heading up to Skyline, down into the S's before hitting the Big Dipper. Boom. A few gentle corners on the way down to Forest's Elbow, and we've started qualifying, so I can stop showing off that I've googled Bathurst's race corners. There you up. So Cthulhu, I bet you he's out first, or is everyone waiting 10 seconds? That'll be interesting. Jokers is out. It's IR Graham who has the issue, so let's have a look. Wait those painful 10 seconds, and Koi Carp stayed in, Noxie has stayed in, and Alpha Nut. 8 contenders. gladiators, you may call them, have come to face the mountain in Oz. Who will end up on top? So, just saw that as Jokers was going around the corner. So Jokers leads the field on his out lap. Skyjacker quite close behind. They'll be wanting a lot of space. It's a long lap here. It's definitely over 2 minutes. Lap time, what was we seeing? 2:06 was it we saw someone do? I don't know. 2:07, something like that. I think IR Graham did. So, 6. IR Graham made it out of the pits. Hurrah! Good stuff. Obstacle 1, we're over it. Obstacle 2, let's get 10 minutes of qualifying done. Jokers there, Skyjacker's backed off quite a lot to give himself a bit of space. They'll all be wanting to back off because, like I was just about to say, it's a long track. So, you know, there's plenty of opportunity. You could make a mistake, and that means you may come across someone. So you want to give the person in front of you as much space as possible. But then there is the other flip side, is you may want to grab a toe down these awesome straights that the mountain has. Mountain Straight on the other side and Conrad Straight on this side. And there's Homesick catching right up with Cthulhu on his outlap. He's slowing down now, I think, letting him get away. Here we go. Jokers is crossing the start-finish line to start his first flying lap. Those break this glowing in Hell's Corner. He's going up Mountain Straight now. Skyjacker has crossed the line. He's got through Hell's Corner. He's on his flying lap now. DRS wide open. Balls to the walls, climbing before he gets to Quarry Corner, was it I called it? Quarry Bend. Can't be perfect all the time, just some of the time. So Jokers still leading the field on his first flying lap. No mistakes made there at the moment for the front three. Homesick give himself a little bit of space, but Cthulhu makes a little mistake or knocks a wall, and Homesick is going to be biting his bumper. So Homesick also going round on his flying lap. They're all there now, flying lap. Spaced him out. Alpha's found himself a lovely piece of space in front of him. That is some prime retail going on there, right in front of Alpha Nut. IR Graham. He's also found himself a lovely piece of space to give himself breathing room for his flying lap. Back there, Koi Carp, and then Noxie holding up the rear. Jokers, I didn't see. Jokers is going to lay down the law. He's going to lay down our benchmark for the day. The moon looks hypnotising in the background. Feeling all romanticised of Australia in the evenings. Flashbacks to my days of watching Neighbours after school and Home and Away. Just be pleased that I have not started trying to break out my Aussie accent. I was almost tempted to break with the norm intro and say g'day. And here we go. Joker's just about to cross the line to shut me up and do a 206.8. Now, I don't know, I'm no expert, but that's all. Skyjacker done a 204.9. Next we got, Homesick's already gone across the line with a 202.7. Cthulhu's done a 206.3. Alpha's done a 203.895. So Alpha's put himself right up into second place there, but he's gone into the wall. Whereabouts is he? Just after Hell's Corner there. Skyjacker third with his time with a 204.9. IR Graham set a 205.298, which is good for fourth, only 3/10 behind IR Graham. Koi Carp's gone across the line with a 209.716. We'll get to him in a minute. In fifth, Cthulhu's time was a 206.395, puts him a second behind IR Graham, and 4/10 ahead of Jokers. We saw Jokers crossing the line with a 206.803. He's 3 seconds ahead of Koi Carp. We know Koi Carp can go faster than that, so we believe he may have had a knock. Noxie's gone across with a 2:12.6, puts him 2.8 seconds behind Koikarp. So, Homesick's your pole sitter. Nice one. James Brown on the chats, helping Racing His Cool out, telling him where to go on our Discord channel and Facebook to get joined up, get racing, get involved. So Homesick 1.1 seconds ahead of Alphanut. He's not going any faster this lap. We saw Alphanut have an off in the first corner, so we know he won't be cracking on for pole in this lap. Behind Alphanut we have Skyjacker, only a second. He has proven to be a fast on tarmac in this series. He missed last week, so he'll be wanting to come back here. Skyjacker 2:03.503. That puts him up second, only 7 tenths behind the Alien. Knocks Alpha down to third. Cthulhu's gone over the line with a 2:05.0. Stays in fifth place. No, Jokers. Where did Jokers come from? When did he set that? 2:04.547. Puts him half a second ahead of Cthulhu and only 6 tenths behind Alphanut. So Jokers come alive. Round 7. Oh, IR Graham just put it on pole. I was just clicking to see what IR Graham was up to, and he's done a 2:02.138. That's nearly 6 tenths faster than Homesick. Homesick's got to dig deep now. He's got to find some pace if he wants that front row, that front position off of IR Graham. And I think grid position could be everything here. There's not great opportunities for overtaking. I mean, the straights, obviously, the last corner is a great position, but up here, going up the mountain and down the mountain, it's very tight to be able to get alongside each other to make a move. It's more about if someone makes a mistake ahead of you. So Homesick's he's nearly 2 tenths down on his time. So Skyjacker, oh, Noxie's done a 2:12.233. He's kept him in at 8th place, but got him closer to Koikarp, I believe. 2.6 seconds. Koikarp's still on his 2:09. Later down, Alphanut. Oh, he's had a bit of an off there. He's trying to get out of the way. I can see headlights coming round. Who was that? IR Graham, I think, just past Jokers. He's a man on a mission tonight. So Skyjacker is in third. On his last lap he did a 2:03.503, put himself 7 tenths behind Homesick and only 4 tenths ahead of Alpha. We've seen Alpha have an off, so he's not going for a lap this lap. Jokers is coming across the line. Is he going to go faster? Not quite. 2:05.8. And there's Cthulhu coming across the line. He's got a green next to his name. He's going to go faster. 2:04.254, but yeah, and puts him ahead of Jokers, doesn't it? I believe it does. And only 3.5 tenths behind Alphanut. Intriguing stuff out there. It's Koikarp coming round. Whereabouts is he? He's just going around the chase, isn't he? Coming up to Murray's corner. So we can sort of see what sort of time he's doing. He's not touching that DRS, it looks. Didn't look like he applied DRS down there. He's down the pit straight. Goes across the line. Betters his time by nearly a second and a half. 2:08.285. Stays in 7th. A little bit closer. Oh, Cthulhu, it looks like, has got ahead of Jokers with a 2:04.254. But he's going around there. He's climbing all over those curbs. Skimming the walls. Trying to find every last tenth out of this cut. He's up. He's 2 tenths faster than IR Graham in the first sector? No, can't be. Noxie's done a 2:10.104. He's getting ever closer to Koikarp's time. You can see there Noxie going around the dipper. Gently. Noxie's slapped it in the pits. He's happy with that. Just watching Cthulhu because we saw purple next to his name. It's blue. A second, that could put him up there with Skyjacker, maybe ahead or behind Skyjacker, I'm not sure. He's just got to keep it tidy. Keep it fast. Coming down to Murray's Corner. Onto the pit straight. Everything looks right. Everything looks lovely and tidy there. He's getting the accelerator down. He's got the DRS open. He's going across the line. 2:02.302. Nearly 2 seconds than his time. Oh, is that... And that was his last lap. It put him up into second place. Here comes IR Graham. He's our pole sitter. He's just about to cross the line. And he's bettered his time. Homesick's already done with a third place with a 2:02.728, only 4 tenths behind Cthulhu. Cthulhu was 3 tenths virtually behind IR Graham. Skyjacker in 4th, 7 tenths behind Homesick, 1.4 seconds off of IR Graham. Alpha Nut finished in 5th with a 2:03.895. Jokers 6th. That's a great showing from Jokers. He's almost 3.7 seconds ahead of Koikarp. Koikarp couldn't get the pace out of that car today. He got a 2:08.285. He's been out for a while. His PlayStation's been down, so I saw he had a great win at Spa during the week in Discord on the dailies. So it's just... And there's Noxie in the Superflow car, sat in the pits. But yes, fantastic job to IR Graham. Another pole to add to his tally. I don't write the poles down, I should do, shouldn't I? So we know. But there we go, IR Graham. 2.7 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. The Spaniard right at the very end there. We thought he was maybe going to look to move ahead of Alpha, maybe Skyjacker, but he jumped 3 cars, Alpha, Skyjacker and Alien, all on his last lap with a 2:02.302. And Homesick rounds off the top 3 with a 2:02.728. He did on his second lap. He couldn't get any faster. Skyjacker also early doors put a 2:03.503 in. But this is the problem with Bathurst. You push for that time, and then you push into a barrier. Qualifying has ended. There is your grid. There's only 8 participants, but I am sure it is going to be one hell of an exciting race. We don't know about anyone's strategies here. Oh, it's such a tight looking grid. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. IR Graham from Cthulhu, Homesick from Skyjacker, Alpha Nut from Jokers, and Koikarp from Noxie. Small battles up and down the fields. Camera is on Cthulhu. 50 minutes is on the clock. Let's see how things go. The brakes being held. I can't even see, and the lights are green. They're off. IR Graham pulling away from Cthulhu. Cthulhu's alongside. They're going into Hell's Corner. Oh, Homesick really late on the brakes there. Is he going to cause a red flag, or has everyone sorted themselves out? IR Graham is ahead of Cthulhu, who Homesick's in 3rd, Skyjacker 4th, Koikarp 5th, Noxie. Oh, I don't know what happened to Alpha Nut. Oh, it just looks like he was slow off the line. So he didn't get caught up all in the malaise with Homesick being late on the brakes. So now, oh dear, we got Alpha Nut in the wall. So IR Graham is ahead of Cthulhu, but only by half a second. These two are chasing each other. They've got to think of those tyres as well. It's a long race. Skyjacker up to 3rd. Jokers is in 4th. Homesick's gone down the field a little bit. We're sure he readdressed what he thought was the first corner when he went flying up the inside of everyone. Koikarp in 6th. Noxie 7th. And Alpha Nut's got going again now, but he's quite away from the rest of... Well, he's not too far off the field. So here we are, IR Graham and Cthulhu. This is the battle. Let's have a look. In car with Cthulhu. Spaniard hunting down IR Graham. We're 2.2 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, who's ahead of Homesick. Homesick's made a move on Jokers. So, hang on. So there's Homesick, there's Jokers. Homesick kicking up a bit of dirt. ahead of Joker. Skyjacker is almost 4 seconds ahead of Homesick, so there's a long way to go for Homesick before he can get a battle going on there. Koi Carp, no, Noxie's dropped behind Alpha along the straight that I knew the name of, and now it's Conrad Straight. Conrad. So Alpha Nut making his way through the field. We've seen him do this before. We've seen him at the back there. Oh, Noxie off. We've seen him at the back there, and he just head down, drives tidy, drives consistent, and then he finds himself on the podium and fighting for second places. So one to watch. There's IR Graham. He cannot shake off that Spaniard. He cannot get rid of the Spaniard. The Spaniard is sticking to him with like glue. IR Graham. Oh, Cthulhu's having a look. Come out the toe. It's a tight corner to try and make a move in. No, tucked in behind again now. These two racing each other. I mean, Skyjacker's pulled about 2/10 in on him. He's getting closer to the guys ahead. And Homesick still 4 seconds adrift of Skyjacker. Jokus is 2 seconds behind Homesick and 5 seconds ahead of Koi Carp. Koi Carp now, he's getting Alpha up for company. Oh, getting that Subaru slowed down and round the corner is just so hard. It's such a wild car. And Alpha's picked himself up a half-second penalty there, which you dispense on the start straight line. Oh, just get the brakes adjusted a little. That back end, you can see the back end just wants to fly out. Up ahead, oh, through the S's, into the dipper. Quick Car's just barely holding on. Now Alpha has got the move on him. Not quite, you can't make a move around here anyway, but into this corner, get a good smooth run. You can get a run on him. Down Compton Straight, Conrad Straight, sorry. We can see cars just there. We can see Jokus and Homesick. Has there been a... It looks like two cars alongside each other. Let me just get out of this. There's Homesick. There's Jokus. No, it was just the headlights. This is the race with Alpha trying to get over the inside of Koi Carp. Not quite doing it yet. Oh, Koi Carp's lost it and he's out. He's onto the dirt. Alpha's also off. Trying to muscle that car back onto the road. This is a little bit of rally and tarmac racing today. Cthulhu, oh no, sorry, Z. Sorry, oh, it's already been made. I apologise. I was watching Alpha and Koi, and somewhere along the way, Cthulhu has managed to get past IR Graham. I am so sorry. Kale entered and left just to say hello, and it's always nice to see Kale, one of the great racers, a legend around these parts. Races in the Max 5s. I think he won. Well, he races in the GTMC. I was going to say he won season 1 of Max 5, but I think Cthulhu did. But Kale was in the running for it, and I think had a bit of an incident in the last race, which cost him the championship. Sore subject, we shouldn't talk about it. So, Cthulhu seems to just have the edge on IR Graham today. I don't know how he got past him. Maybe in the toe, we'll see. And now he's leading him by 4/10. Oh, the back end stepped out a little bit there. IR Graham, I'll be wanting to see more of that. Please, Skyjacker in third, but Homesick has caught Skyjacker right up. That 4-second deficit that Homesick had on Skyjacker has disappeared. Does that mean Skyjacker has moved further away from IR Graham? He has, but not majorly. It's only 2 seconds he lost, so that's the 2 seconds he lost on IR Graham, and 2 seconds, or nearly 4 seconds gained by Homesick. Homesick is absolutely flying at the moment. Cthulhu has done the fastest lap with a 2:04.762. And Homesick is very close to that with a 2:04.789. But don't forget their fuel loads will be dropping as the race goes on, so those times should topple even more so. So 12 seconds behind Homesick now is Jokus, but he's only 1.5 seconds in front of Alphanut. Alphanut is coming. Koi Carp is a little bit on his own. He's 15 seconds behind Alphanut and 8-9 seconds ahead of Noxie. We saw Noxie having an off early on. and you really want to try and stay with the pack as much as possible, because you lose a bit of ground in the early laps. And there you go, he's just slowing that Subaru down. I'm telling you, it's impossible. Cthulhu 6/10 ahead of IR Graham. We're on lap 4 now, and like I said, my spy in the sky told, oh, and there goes Noxie. That was terminal. I think his brakes must have locked, chassis twisted, something wasn't right in that car, and he has retired it. So now we're down to 7. Bathurst kills. I mean, I shouldn't say that, because it has actually literally killed people, but it's a killer. It really is a scary mountain, and only the brave of heart can take part. And there is Cthulhu showing courage like no other, being pressured no less, not just driving around Bathurst in a car that has no right driving around Bathurst, because it doesn't like slowing down and it doesn't like going around corners without the back end stepping out, is now flying around Bathurst, which is covered in brick walls around every corner. And not only is he doing that, he's got the madman IR Graham all over his rear bumper. And when you say in these cars, and you've got a car behind, it's all lights, so you can't get this feel from this angle. But yeah, when you're in car and there's someone right up behind you, it's like it blinds you, because it's just light in a dark race. But IR Graham, he's not breaking that 6/10. He can't seem to get any closer into Hell's Corner on the brakes, getting over that curb, touching the grass on the outside. Cthulhu was. He's got the DRS open. He wants to try. Oh no! Homesick's got past Skyjacker. Oh, it makes me so angry. There's Homesick. I'll press the button, but I bet it already happens. Yeah, Homesick already ahead of Skyjacker. Only just though. We only just missed it. If that's any consolation, looks like Skyjacker was paying a penalty as he pulled over to one side. So we'll get rid of that. And there we go, Homesick 5.8 seconds behind IR Graham, 1.4 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Alpha Nuts ahead of Jokers. I'm missing them all, I'm sorry guys. But you see, Cthulhu and IR Graham are locked in a battle at the front, and I feel like I should keep going there to watch it and just quickly briefly look down the field. But yeah, Alpha Nut has got past Jokers, but he's not pulling away. Alpha Nut's last lap was a 206.160, whereas Jokers was a 208.2. So Cthulhu still leading from IR Graham. Nothing in between. IR Graham's lost a bit of ground there. We saw his car going sideways. So he's lost about, he's now about a second behind. He's probably lost the toe on Cthulhu. Homesick's 5 seconds behind IR Graham, and 1.6 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. We're at lap 5, so I suppose we should be having a look at what people's tyres are starting to look at. And Homesick, being one of the most hungry tyre killers out there, his tyres look good. His tyres look fine. He's got half a tank of fuel, and we think it's about 10 laps. Yeah, we've been told about 10 laps of fuel in a tank. So lap 5, around about half a tank of fuel, that works out right. His tyres don't look too rough. Cthulhu's, they look neat. Graham's look neat. Skyjackers look neater. Alphas don't look barely touched. They do not look rather worn. Joker's not letting Alpha get away, still within that second. It's tracking him. Now Koikar's 20 seconds behind these guys. Noxie, we saw retire the car. Cthulhu, 1.3 seconds. It's now, we're 11 minutes into this race. Cthulhu pulling away from IR Graham. Cthulhu's already had wins. I didn't write down the results from last week, and I think Cthulhu won one last week. So yeah, I know Cthulhu won one last week. I can't find his name now. Cthulhu won one last week. He was 4th in round 5, which was Suzuka, and he got a 5th and a 10th in round 4 Lago Maggiore. That's Cthulhu I'm talking about, and we're looking at Koi Carp. I apologise. I should look up every now and again, shouldn't I? So, if you're enjoying what you're seeing and you want to be part of some of this, you need to get yourself over to www.virtualracersclub.co.uk. That's our website. On that website, it gives you a little brief layout of who we are and what we're about, some of the races we've held in the past. But also on that website is a nice big button that says click here, and that will take you through to our Discord server, and that is where you can just chat to anyone who takes part. Ask them if it's worth racing, if they enjoy it, because you know, I'm pretty confident that there's not many people that turn around and say no, it's not fun. And yeah, at the moment I think there's 3 things signing up. There might be, I think Max 5 might be looking for more because there's been a couple of dropouts. I think there's some at HPEC on Sunday evenings, endurance racing, and I believe there was something else, but I can't quite remember. Go to Discord, have a look. So Cthulhu, 1.3 seconds ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham did a 2:03.402 on his last lap, and Cthulhu did a 2:03.1. So IR Graham struggling for pace against Cthulhu's time, but Homesick, he did on his 3rd lap, did a 2:03.013, so he's got the fastest lap. He did a 2:04.027 on his last lap. He's 5 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, 5 seconds behind IR Graham, so he's kind of in the middle of 10 seconds, you might want to say. He's just given the wall a nudge. Don't know if that'll help Skyjacker. Oh, Alpha dropped off Skyjacker, or maybe he was. He's already pulled 4 seconds out on Jokers. On the last lap we saw Jokers was only a second behind him. Jokers did his fastest lap on his last lap with a 2:06.108, but Alpha did a 2:03.896. He's very close to getting fastest lap. Just another 8 tenths. We've got 36 minutes left of this race remaining. In the next few laps, I'm sure we're going to see some pit activity from these guys, because those fuel tanks, they do need topping up once in a while during these races, so we'll get a good idea of what people's strategies are looking like. Ooh, by gum. So 7 laps in the dark here at Bathurst. We're watching Cthulhu leading from IR Graham by 1.7 seconds. I wouldn't have counted this. I think I had in my little predictions chat, I think I had IR Graham for the win, and I think I had Alpha and Skyjacker to Homesick's in. Skyjacker is, so Homesick is coming in. He's going to top up with fuel. He was the first to pit. That's the undercut, they call it. So will it work for him? Skyjacker's already got past, so has Alpha Nut. It's a long pit stop. Here comes Homesick now. He's coming back out onto the road, still ahead of Alpha. Oh, he's got a lovely bit of space. He's got no one in his way. It couldn't have worked out better for him. So Cthulhu leading this race by 2 seconds. He's slowly eking it out. IR Graham, he's getting peas all over the place now. Is that where they get penalties, do you think? No, surely not. So now they've moved. So Cthulhu 2 seconds ahead of IR Graham. Skyjacker is inherited 3rd place from Homesick, who's 9.4 seconds behind him, but Homesick has made a pit stop. He's topped right up with fuel, put fresh boots on. He's only just ahead of Alpha Nut. Alpha Nut's now moving fast. He's got a lighter car. Ooh, he's out wide though. Now give Homesick a little bit of breathing space from behind. Give him a chance to get used to this fresh rubber. Bed him in nicely. We're 16 minutes through the race. We're on lap 8. Only one person's pitted so far. It's Homesick. Cthulhu's leading. He's got a penalty though. He's got a penalty. He's got 1.4 seconds on IR Graham, but 4 tenths. It probably cost you about 7 or 8 tenths with the lifting and shedding it. He's lifting now. He's got to move over. Does this mean IR Graham gets the chance? He's slowed a lot more down than he needed to. Oh no, so IR Graham has taken the leads. Cthulhu had to slow down, shed a penalty. IR Graham's out wide though, so Cthulhu might come back at him. 1.7 seconds behind. We know Cthulhu is faster than IR Graham today. All he has to do is roll up to the back of him. Skyjacker still in that third place, and there VRC Alpha Nut is pitting from 5th place, so Joker should take 5th from Alpha Nut. Joker's tyres are looking quite haggard, but his fuel's not too bad. IR Graham then leading the race. He's got about just under a quarter of fuel, so he's made his fuel last a lot better than some. Cthulhu is really low on the fuel now. Oh, IR Graham kicking up a bit more dirt, but he's still on track. Cthulhu 11 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker's lost about 2 seconds to Homesick since Homesick's pit stop. Koikarp's now in for the pits, but he's in last anyway, so it won't affect anyone else racing. Alpha pitted, new fuel. He's 11 seconds behind Jokers. Jokers still has to pit, but he might be able to hold on for a couple more laps. IR Graham, he's great on his fuel, but his tyres are looking a little bit used. Cthulhu doing a fine job in 2nd place. He was leading, now his fuel is starting to flash, but his tyres look so much better than IR Graham's. No, it doesn't. Sorry, I thought IR Graham's tyres looked really bad. No one's. Oh, it was Joker's, sorry. So Cthulhu, we suspect he might be in the pits this lap. It's a very big risk going around again. He's only 1.4 seconds behind IR Graham. IR Graham doesn't have to pit. He hasn't. He's gone straight past. What's Cthulhu? Cthulhu is coming into the pits. So we're watching Skyjacker now, but who also has to pop into the pits. So really it'll be what will Homesick do, and how long can IR Graham stay out there. We see Skyjacker coming into the pits. Here comes Homesick now into the last corner, Murray's corner, Murray's bend, Murray's corner, onto the pit straight, and takes 2nd place. 20 seconds behind IR Graham, but IR Graham still has to pit. Can Jokers get ahead of these guys? But I think Jokers will have to go in the pit lane himself, and there he goes. So we're looking to see if Alpha, who's already made his pit stop and was ahead of Jokers, can retake. So Cthulhu says he's out in 2nd. Oh, Cthulhu got out ahead of Homesick. Fantastic pit stop, Cthulhu. I honestly thought Homesick had that set up. So here we go. We've got a race here. Shall we sit on board the aliens aircraft, Scooby-Doo 1, and chase down the Spaniard, who does not want to lose any time racing anyone, because he wants to get the undercut done on IR Graham. While IR Graham's out there on older tyres but lighter fuel, Cthulhu wants to lay down as many good laps on heavier fuel but brand new tyres. And we can see IR Graham there just up ahead. It's coming down the straight, 17 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu just going through that the elbow, Forest elbow, sorry. Homesick right behind him, 16 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker's ahead of Alpha Nut. After all the pit stops shake out, I don't believe there's anyone yet to pit. Oh no, IR Graham is still yet to pit. His fuel is flashing. He stayed out another one. That's a brave move with that amount of fuel. Has he made a faux pas? Does he know where the pit lane is? My lord, this is going to be interesting. He might have to save some fuel, but is he thinking one stop maybe? It's going to be difficult. We're not even at halfway yet. No, definitely not at halfway. So, interesting strategy. It's very tight on fuel, that. Cthulhu still got Homesick for company, but maybe it's a good thing pushing him along. And they were 19 seconds behind IR Graham when they came out the pits, and now they're only 16.7 seconds behind IR Graham. Let me see if I can do a quick bit of math. Yeah, great. Galah. Now then, so who are we watching? We're watching Cthulhu hitting the wall, and he pitted around lap 9 and got a 2:25.7, and he usually does a 2:05, but he did a 2 minute before that, after that, as an outlet. So we're saying a pit stop's probably costing around about 15 seconds. I went Texas there. So Graham's got 15.6 second lead on Cthulhu. We think a pit stop, Cthulhu's doing the fastest lap at the moment. He's going to try and take that off of Homesick. That'll be late 2:02s. He'll be the first one to break out of the 2:03s if he can maintain it. Homesick is just looking for anything. Homesick seems to have the pace on him. Homesick's just got himself a second penalty. That's not going to help him. Graham, can he make that go round? Can he get to the pits? He's stressing me out. His fuel tank's stressing me out. How far away is he? He's virtually there, isn't he? He's made it around at least. But wow. But he's only 14.7 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. We think it's 15 seconds to make a pit stop. Right, Graham's into the pits. We're back with, oh no, Cthulhu's off. Where's Homesick? Homesick's off. What happened? Hang on. I don't know what happened there. Did we have a little knock coming together? They're both coming down the straight, coming into chase. Homesick chasing Cthulhu. Cthulhu's lost it on the dirt, and Homesick lost it under braking and followed him. Wow. Cthulhu will be wiping his brow, but all this time, Graham, oh gosh, we're still in replay, sorry. Graham's Homesick, Cthulhu, Graham's come out the pits behind these guys. Oh, that was a bit anticlimactic, wasn't it, because I was on a replay. But Homesick has taken the lead of this Bathurst round 7 race of the WRX Challenge. We are now 23, nearly 24 minutes into this race. Homesick taking the lead, a second from Cthulhu, who's taken the lead originally from Graham. Graham was leading before the pit stops. He's come out in third, but fresher rubber than the guys ahead of him. But a little bit more fuel. Homesick's only got half fuel. He was one of the first to pit stop, so we suspect he definitely will need to pit a lot earlier than these other guys. Cthulhu's almost used half a tank of fuel, and there's Graham, full beans on the fuel, old chap. Full beans. Doesn't have to worry about that. 10 seconds behind him, he has Skyjacker. He's just done his fastest lap of a 2:04.224. Racer Brown, he's loving it so far. He said it's a great race. Get yourself signed up for this. Well, you probably get a space in it if you can find the time, Racer Brown. I think there's some gaps opened if you don't mind just finishing off a championship, but not be in the championship. Best person to ask is Skyjacker though, not me. So Homesick's leading by half a second from Cthulhu. Cthulhu's hunting him down. We know Cthulhu has got a lot of pace. Homesick's still holding that fastest lap. Graham's coming though. He's at his pit. He's put new boots on. He is a fast driver. And we have got 25 minutes left of this race, so we're dead on halfway. Phew. And I was told, 24 laps? It's lap 12, so it does look like 24 laps is going to ring true after all is said and done. So Graham crossing the line on his out lap. And he is 3.2 seconds behind Cthulhu, so he's not out of it. There we go. Oh no, oh my gosh. Homesick ahead of Cthulhu, but only by 500ths. They're side by side, going up the mountain straight into Quarry Bend. They're stuck together. And there you go, Homesick. Cthulhu sensibly tucks in behind. Could make a complete mess of it, but all the time these two are racing each other, they're slowing each other, which gives Graham perfect opportunity to catch, and Skyjacker, who's pulled in 2 seconds on Graham in that last lap. He's got the fastest lap, has he? Oh no, he's got his fastest lap, 2:04.2. Alpha Knot 16 seconds behind Skyjacker, but he's doing his fastest lap now. Jokus 21 seconds behind Alpha Knot and 43 seconds ahead of Koi Carb. So the guys at the back dropped off a little bit. Homesick 8/10 ahead of Cthulhu. We have to sit on board with Cthulhu here. This is intense stuff in the dark. chasing down the Alien. Remember, the Alien has got a lot less fuel than us. He pitted a lot earlier than us, so his tyres will go off sooner, and his car will become more unpredictable the lighter it gets and the more used the tyres are. So Cthulhu, really sensible head, should just sit behind him, use him as a tow to try and move away from IR Graham, because IR Graham hasn't got anyone to tow along with. So Cthulhu could pull out a nice gap before the Alien. Oh, you don't want to go out there. No, 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 no. Hiya, Graham. Oh, Cthulhu's down to third. Oh, we saw him. The grass grabbed him. It didn't even look like anything. Got himself a little bit there, out on the grass. He tried to correct it. Car got further onto the grass, and then we went headfirst into a barrier. Oh, poor Cthulhu. Poor Cthulhu. I don't know any Spanish swear words, but I imagine if I was sat in Cthulhu's room right now, I would be learning a fair few of them. So Homesick leading this race. It's fallen to him, hasn't it? I bet he's grinning. I don't know where aliens grin. On his forehead, maybe under his armpit, wherever that mouth is. It's got a big, wide, toothy grin on it now, because this race really did come to him. Cthulhu giving him all that pressure. Cthulhu, small mistake that costs so much. Drops behind IR Graham. It's not over yet, remember. Homesick has to pit. He's lower on fuel than the guys behind him. Cthulhu is quite low on fuel next to IR Graham. IR Graham, I don't imagine that IR Graham can make a one-stop work here, but it does look like that is what he's aiming for. We know he can go a lot faster than what he's going, and I don't know if he's managing that car to not pit again, because Homesick definitely will have to pit again. Nearly 5 seconds ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham's a clever racer. I wouldn't put it past him if that's what's going through his head. Cthulhu 7/10 behind IR Graham and 8 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker having quite a lonely race back there. So every time I come to him, his last lap's his fastest lap, 2:03.705. So he's chipping away at his times, getting faster and faster. 4th place, it's good points. 5th for Alphanut. It is a real shame the guys who didn't show up couldn't have made it, because I think it could have been anyone's game today. I think it's that sort of race where even if you didn't think you'd have much chance. Oh, Joker slamming into the barriers. Homesick 5.7 seconds ahead of IR Graham. And if IR Graham is pacing himself, which it does look like he's staying in the 204s, and he's trying to wean that car out to last for a one stop. There's Cthulhu making the pass up into second. I was going to say, all the time he's holding Cthulhu up, he's doing Homesick the biggest of favours, but Cthulhu's got past him, and he wants to get on with catching up Homesick as much as possible before his pit stops. I mean, I might be wrong about IR Graham. It might be just because he's got so much fuel that at the 204 he clattered the barrier there. A 204 is what this car does on heavy fuel, but I also would not put it past him. I don't think a one-stop is impossible. Maybe a splash and dash near the end, but I don't think you can do this in a one-stop. That's the challenge, IR Graham. Let's see if you accept it. Skyjacker 9 seconds behind these guys in the Green Monster. Oh, he's broken his duct. His last lap wasn't his fastest lap. 204.779. He's used over half of his fuel. He pitted on lap 9. And he's 18 seconds ahead of Alpha. If I remember, Alpha pitted quite late. Lap 8. Sorry, pitted a lap earlier than Skyjacker. So 18 seconds he's trying to get rid of between the two teammates. Homesick 5.2 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. So Cthulhu's getting closer to Homesick Alien. I think Cthulhu fancies the win today, and so he should. He's looked good. Early parts, got the better of IR Graham, took the lead. led for first half of this race, and it's only the pit stops that sort of kind of put him behind. And now he's ahead of I think we saw him have an off, never helps, but he's got himself back ahead of I.R. Graham, which I am suspecting I.R. Graham's pacing the car, and it's kind of handy for him. He's not lifting off the throttle though. I thought if we saw him in the drag, in the toe, he'd be lifting the accelerator a bit to try and conserve fuel. So maybe not. He's 5.6 seconds behind the leader. Cthulhu's less than 5 seconds behind Homesick now. He's starting to pull him in, Homesick. He did a 2:04.535 on his last lap. His fuel is really low though, so he will be pitting again, lap 16. Can this be his last lap? I mean his last pit stop, or will he have to pit again before the end of the race? We've still got 18 minutes left of this race, well 17 and a half minutes left of this race. So, the strategies, they make my brain twist. Interesting. So, Homesick definitely, he's got to pit in the next few laps. His fuel has started flashing red. He's only 4.9 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu's still got a few laps of fuel left in it, 1 or 2, so Cthulhu's going to be coming in the next lap or 2. I.R. Graham, his tyres are great. He's probably still got 5-6 laps of fuel left in that, which would put him up to lap 21, but we think it's going to be 24 laps. So he may have to do a lot more fuel conserving. He's 10 seconds. Oh, someone's off. Who's off? Quick up, parked it. I think it's why he's getting lapped. He's getting out of the way of the. There's Homesick coming into the pits. We knew he'd have to. So and Cthulhu's following him in. Oh no, Cthulhu's coming in, but he's made a mess of getting into the pit lane. Oh, that's really unfortunate. I.R. Graham taking the lead. Oh, poor Cthulhu. He's done everything right today, but things just keep going wrong. Brake discs, and also Skyjacker, has he got past? I think the other two should get out ahead of him, should they not? He was only 10 seconds behind him. It's about 15 seconds pit stop. So yeah, Skyjacker ahead of Homesick, but Skyjacker will have to pit before the end of the race. I.R. Graham, we're not sure. We think he might have to pit before the end of the race. Homesick, that should be him now. That should be him, good to go to the end. Cthulhu also come out, full up, brand new tyres. So he lost a lot of time going onto the gravel, going into the pit lane, didn't he? Oh my, look at that, 9 seconds behind Homesick. Oh my word, he must have run out of Spanish swear words. He must be on the Portuguese ones now. So I.R. Graham leading this race. Questionable if he has to pit. He's got 12 seconds from Skyjacker, and Skyjacker does have to pit. Jokers is in the pits now, but we saw Koi Carver, he had to park it on the apex to let some of the faster cars through. Ooh, nice crash, Koi. He's there, Skyjacker coming up behind him. Who's behind Skyjacker then? Where's Skyjacker? Skyjacker in 5th. Oh, Homesick, yeah, he's come out of the pits, didn't he? Oh, not Cthulhu. So yeah, Homesick's out of the pits behind Skyjacker. He's only 7:10, so we've got a race on here. Not much of a race though, I believe, because Skyjacker's tyres are a lot older than Homesick's, and like I say, when that car's light on fuel and haggard on tyres, it can be a mighty bit unpredictable in corners. Here's Homesick in the toe, putting right up to the back of Skyjacker. He's gone for that inside line, but it's nothing there. Heavy onto the brakes just before the 100-metre marker. Get over the curve. Skyjacker defending his line, but Homesick. Oh, this could be dangerous, because I think Skyjacker wants to go in the pits. That's all right. I thought Homesick was going to get in the way. I.R. Graham's in the pits. I apologise. So I.R. Graham. So does this mean Homesick's going to retake the lead? I.R. Graham. He's coming out. He's coming out. He's coming out. He's out in front. He's in front of Homesick. So I.R. Graham did pit again, just for a quick splash, dash, and he's jumped Homesick. Cthulhu, we saw he lost his position in the as he entered the pit lane. He went wide onto the gravel, but he's got out ahead of Skyjacker, so he's kept that podium position at least. Skyjacker's just coming out of the pits ahead of Alpha, who must have pitted that last lap. I missed it. It's a Skyjacker ahead of his teammate Alpha Nuts, who's ahead of Jokers, who's ahead of Koikar. So, IR Graham, 6.6 seconds ahead of Homesick. This is it, guys. You've got 13 minutes. It's a race to the end. With 9 seconds behind him is Cthulhu. Let's hope Cthulhu's head's not gone down, because anything can happen in 13 minutes. Anything. Skyjacker's only 8.6 seconds behind Cthulhu. Cthulhu's hitting a lot of walls. If he keeps on that, Skyjacker will be upon him. IR Graham's only 6 seconds ahead of Homesick. Homesick chasing him down. Homesick has got the fastest lap of the race with a 2:03.031. He set that really early. When it was like lap 1 or 3 or 10. No, we can see 10. It won't be that. Yeah. Although lap 10 was close. 2:03.148. So 6.7. Looks like IR Graham pulling away. He's in the groove. He's found his rhythm. He's pulling away from Homesick. Homesick's 8.5 seconds home. Cthulhu is coming back at Homesick, but with 12 minutes to go, I think he needs more of a mistake from IR Graham, or I thought something flipped then and changed. IR Graham 6.5 seconds ahead of Homesick. Homesick 8.7 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu's 9 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker's 19 seconds ahead of Alphanut. Alphanut's 33 seconds ahead of Jokers, and Jokers is 1.5 minutes ahead of Koikar. Koikar's fastest lap. Oh, we can't see it, I'm afraid. But he's not had some good laps of late. 209.478, 209.407. I must admit, we did a test run here at Bathurst that I took part in, and as much as I love Bathurst, I did not enjoy driving this car around here. It was very difficult. 50 minutes is a real test for these guys, and it has to be said, they must be sweating buckets. Their arms and their shoulders, if they've got wheels, must be aching like anything, and if they're using controllers, their poor thumbs must be nearly falling off. I don't know if anyone uses a controller in this pack anyway. I believe IR Graham's got a wheel, Homesick's got a wheel, Cthulhu I believe has got a wheel. I've seen set up. Yeah, that's all on our Discord site. Whoo-wee! Gonna need a shower after this race, feel a little dirty. So while we're in the WRX on Thursday night, let me tell you what's happening tomorrow night. We've got the Le Mans qualifying happening. I should know the times. I'm going to say 7:30 lobby open, 8 o'clock qualifying start, and then there's going to be 30 minutes of qualifying where it'll be set for a 1-lap race, and they'll do a parade lap, and while they're doing a parade lap, I'm going to be trying to get the times from the first half hour. And then they'll commence with the second 30-minute qualifying session, and I am going to have to bend my brain around when they're setting a time, if it's faster or if it's not faster than the time they set in the first half hour, because out of the two 30-minute qualifyings, it's going to be the fastest time. There we see Homesick breaking the 2:03 mark with a 2:02.895, but he's not getting closer to it, IR Graham, because IR Graham's doing a 2:03.1 on his last lap. So they're pushing like hell. They're pushing like hell at the end here. 2:04.1 from Cthulhu. He never let his head go down with all the dramas that he's had this evening with the pit lane and the wall we see him hit. He's not let it get to him, although he's dropping away from Homesick now, but Homesick's on that final push. He's seen there's only 9 minutes left of this race. He's 7 seconds behind IR Graham. Everything's even Stevens. If anything, IR Graham's fuel's a little bit lighter than Homesick's. We're on lap 20. We predicted 24 laps, didn't we, at the beginning? IR Graham will see that the fastest lap is held by Homesick. And he knows Homesick's behind him, so he must be getting rather nervous. We'll watch the alien flying around. It's coming down. Conrad. See, I want to say Conrad, but it's not. It's Conrad. Straight into the chase, which I read a little nugget of. They had to put in there because touring cars couldn't have a straight line as long as Conrad's straight, so they put the chase in. And here we go into Murray's corner, onto the pit straight, heading up to Hell Corner. What a name of a corner. They should all be called Hell Corner. And he's 7.3 seconds behind IR Graham, 9.8 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. So we're going up Mountain Straight, a really steep climb. DRS is wide open. We're up to about 50 miles an hour. 160 miles an hour before we're braking, yeah, about 160 into Quarry Bend, coming around to the cut-in. DRS open for that short little straight, just not hitting the wall but aiming at the wall on the inside there. Around Griffin Mount, past Reed Park, up to Salmons Park. 7.1 seconds behind the leader, going up to McPhilly Park, heading towards Skyline there, into the S's, making our way through, down into the Dipper. Scary section of corners that. Heading down this small part into the Elbow, Forest Elbow. Onto Conrad Straight, heading towards the chase. So, he's not gaining any time on IR Graham. We'll have a look around the field, but this looks like... Oh, IR Graham's taken the fastest lap. Oh, we're sharing fastest laps now, are we? So, IR Graham has gone fastest with a 2:02.501. Homesick Alien, anything you can do, I can do nearly 3/10 faster, 4/10 faster. So Homesick, 7.2 seconds. They're matching each other's velocity. Cthulhu, could have been a different story for him today, but third on the podium, add to his collection of good finishes this season, will put him in a wonderful place for the championship. Skyjacker back there in fourth, kept his nose clean, didn't see any real controversial moments with him. So I imagine it's quite a nice comfortable race. Well, not comfortable race around here. He's just done a 2:03.9. His fastest lap is a 2:03.705, so he's still smashing out those times. There's Alphanut, we saw on his first lap having a couple of woes. It sort of put him back. He got past a few people, but couldn't gain any more time on Skyjacker. But fifth place after the way he started this race, I'm sure he would take if you told him after the second corner. Well, even off the grid, I think he was slow coming off the grid. Jokers there in sixth, and Kuikart. It's a beautiful looking car, that red and green Vodafone liveried Subaru. Did his fastest lap on lap 18, 2:08.124. I saw on Discord he was doing a bit of practice for Max 5 around Big Willow for this Saturday, and so he'll be ready for Saturday. Keep an eye out for him. IR Graham then leading 7 seconds at 2:03.907 on his last lap. We've only got 4 minutes left of this race. Homesick Alien trying as he might at 2:03.7. Did they do 2:03.9 his last lap, and Homesick was 2:03.7. So there's no doubt, and these guys are still pushing as fast as they can, but they're just as fast as each other. Cthulhu dropped off a little bit. He was 9 seconds behind, now 10 seconds. Did a 2:04.678 on his last lap. He's got 10 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, so he could just bring her home. doesn't fancy trying to go for a fastest lap. He did a 203.623 that lap. IR Graham 203.8. Homesick Alien 203.7 and 203.6. Cthulhu was the fastest on that last lap. Skyjacker 203.8. Wow, these lap times 204.1. They're just so close to each other. 206.7 for Jokers and Quick Up with a 209.2. Oh dear, I touched my controller. It's got that dodgy. Hang on, give me a sec. I reached over to put my can down. It's still doing it, innit? No! Bloody 50 quid these things are. They want me to replace it because the bloody... I'm not swearing that much. Hiya Graham. He's only 6 seconds. He's lost a second on Homesick. He's 2.5 minutes to go. Loses many more seconds than that, and then we've got a photo finish. 5.9. I don't know if he had a little tap of the wall or something. We're unsure at this point. But IR Graham 5.8 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien is 11.2 seconds. He's pulled out a little bit on Cthulhu. The Alien has engaged the warp engines. 5.7 seconds. Has IR Graham got a problem? I don't think so. He was 7 seconds ahead now. He's gaining now. Just looking for Homesick. See what time he puts over across the line. Could be a fastest lap. 203.452. 5.7 seconds behind IR Graham. Oh no, IR Graham's fuel's looking low. Maybe that's why IR Graham is easing off a little bit. Homesick, put your foot down. He's running out of fuel, dudes. He can't push too much. There's a minute and a half. This could be the last lap. Homesick's on the fastest lap. How much fuel saving does IR Graham have to do? Like I said, this is the last lap. We've seen this before from IR Graham. He does like to cut it fine with the fuel and start easing up. He's still 5.7 seconds ahead of Homesick. So I think he's got it all under control at this point. Ooh, Homesick nudging the barrier. And I think that is as expected around Bathurst. Cthulhu. I think there's a hidden trophy for if you ever drive around Bathurst without touching a wall. You get a hidden trophy for that. I don't know that. Don't go doing it and then moaning at me that you didn't get a hidden trophy in GT Sport because you didn't touch a barrier. Cthulhu in third. Could have been a different day for him. A different day, but what a great race we had for him. I am eternally thankful for the entertainment he has provided for me today. I have thoroughly enjoyed seeing him getting the better of IR Graham. I've enjoyed his pit strategies, coming out behind Homesick and harrying Homesick. Oh no, come out just in front of Homesick. I'll have to watch again to find out. But yeah, coming out close to Homesick. Those two battling away. He has given us a great race. So that's it. The time's gone 0. And here comes IR Graham. Just coming around the last corner now to finish. He did have the fuel, just about. 5 second leads. He's got the fastest lap as well. So he's done the treble, pole, fastest lap. Did he get pole or did Cthulhu nick it off him? Homesick comes second. Great drive from Homesick. Cthulhu, unfortunate to come third. Could have had the win today. I'm sure he'll think that. But still, a podium place. Taste some champagne, my friend. Some of that virtual champagne down your gullet. It's good for thee. Skyjacker coming around to finish fourth. Bit of a lonely race. Alpha also. Slow off the grid. Oh, those brakes. They really do it for me. So Alpha we saw slow off the grid. Fought his way back. Passed a couple of people. Noxie, Koikart, Jokus. And got himself a 5th place. Good for the championship in the end. And yeah, nice. He's going to go across backwards. Whee! And he wins best finish of the day. 6th we have Jokus coming around. showed good pace today, did Jokers. He was up there in the grids, about 4th or 5th, wasn't he, or something, at one point. I think he down 6th, but yeah, he's had a good showing, I think. Good race for Jokers. This track definitely suits him. He enjoyed himself, I reckon. A bit lonely. 40 seconds behind Jokers. Oh, Quick Up's already finished. I didn't see his finish, sorry. He wasn't in contention for finish. And there we go. Jokers cross the line in 6th place at Mount Panorama, Bathurst. So there's your results. Graham, Homesick, Cthulhu, Skyjacker, Alpha Nut, Jokers and Quick Up. Congratulations, Graham, for pole position. He did have pole position, the fastest lap and the victory. A wonderful race, very nice. A 50-minute race around Bathurst can really drain you, and these guys, they must be absolutely shattered. So Graham took a win after fighting with Cthulhu and Homesick. Homesick got 2nd place through Cthulhu's mistakes, I think. Cthulhu had an off and a bit of a problem in the pit lane. Skyjacker, solid 4th. Alpha Nut fought back to get a good 5th place. Jokers, nice and consistent today, stayed in 6th. Koi Carp couldn't quite get on top of the car today and finished 7th. And we lost Noxie through retirement earlier on in the race. Graham got your fastest lap with a 2:02.501. Like I said, if you ever want to get involved, go to our website www.virtualracersclub.co.uk. Through that you can join the Discord, and in the Discord servers you'll see where we have many league sign-ups. GTMC, no, they might have filled. There's lots of different leagues always signing up, and there's also an area to chuck some ideas around. If someone wants to run a league in our club, I'm sure we'll be more than happy for that to happen. So if you have ideas, bring them to the admin team, because they're always up for something interesting. Thank you for joining us this evening, Thursday, for the WRX Challenge. I have been your vocal host, Toby Larone. Thank you for joining us, and join in tomorrow for Le Mans qualifying. It's going to be cool. And then Saturday at the Big Willow we have the Max 5. So tune in. And also randomly there are This Is Racing series of a look back at some of our archived racing. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.